I'm Wayne and I live with Pompe disease.
Trying to walk and run. I'd set off trying to run, I'd run a bit funny and I'd get tired quick. Then I started to fall over a lot. And I found that stairs then started becoming quite difficult. So I always avoided PE, hated PE at school. Do you really run and walk like that? Are you just... Some PE teacher said that as well to me. But then he did say, well, if you're not, then I can think there's something wrong. So it were him actually that sort of set me on my path to go and ask my GP. Went down orthopaedic route, pain clinics, this, that and other, lots of physios, different diagnoses. My partner's boss said, I think you've got something neurological, which I didn't really understand that. So I went to private and saw a neurologist. Spent 2 years trying to sort of find out what form of muscular dystrophy we got. They thought I got Becker's. I sort of sat with him and I remember him saying to me that I will not stop until I get you a proper diagnosis. And so it made me feel that someone actually cared instead of me just being a patient or a number. It made me feel like they were caring for me. And which he did, he never stopped until he found out exactly what it were. And then it helped me move out. I was living in a flat before I got into a bungalow, and straight away we were like sort of there helping, support me get into accommodation, what's more suitable to make life easier. And so it's nice that someone did care. So that got me quite emotional, and it was him that sent me on that path that then finally got me diagnosis of Pompe's. It was a positive thing because there was a name to it. It weren't just some form of muscular dystrophy. No, you've got Pompe's disease. This is what it is. This is how it, Go off and research it, but try not to look too much into it because you might just depress yourself. Then you sort of think, what is to come when you sort of get a progressive disease? And I think you can sometimes think too much into everything. So I were at one point overthinking everything. And it did affect my mental health a little bit. If they'd sort of said, that your diet and your exercise is important to sort of help you with it, I would have probably done a lot more a long time ago. I might be a lot more mobile than I am now. However, I didn't. So just got to make best of what I am and what I've got and how I do it. I know myself that when you can be negative, it's sometimes hard to get out of that. So positivity's half at battle, really. Because I were falling asleep a lot in the day as well, sort of not sleeping much at night. I think when I were laid, uncomfortable. Then waking up and feeling sluggish, and then tried BiPAP machine, and it's the way forward, I think, really, But I'm waking up and I'm feeling so much better in the morning. I'm more alert, I'm more energetic. It motivates you, so I do feel a lot better. I'd been on Myozyme 18 months, and that's when I think I'd sort of noticed, I'd sort of come up, I was feeling more energetic, I felt more positive about things, felt better in myself again, but my mental well-being was getting better as well. And I remember meeting someone that had only been recently diagnosed and they'd been on ERT maybe a month or two, when they were getting quite down and depressed, and this isn't working, I don't know what I'm doing this for. And stop with it, stick with it a bit, and you'll find that once it starts kicking in, that you'll find that, I'm 18 months into it and I'm feeling great. You can get there too. Me and Jason have been together now for 22 years, I think. And I met him when I was 19, where you couldn't really tell then that my mobility were quite bad, and I was still 20, 21, 22, and I was starting to get worse, and things were getting a bit difficult, but Jason were always there and sort of supported and encouraged. But then I remember getting diagnosis, and as happy as I were, I remember having to sort of sit and have conversation with Jason and sort of go, this is a progressive illness. Do you understand what it entails and what's going to happen and how could it come through? As much as we were in love with each other, if you don't want to do that, because I would have to depend on him, and I'm going to change and you're going to become like in a caring role for me, and you might not want that sort of thing. And then I put it towards him and he was like, I'm in it for long haul. 6 friends, they've all done some fundraising, £2,000 raised, and they've all bought me an electric wheelchair to help me, and I think that's great. And that's what community does around here. I started using my wheelchair a little bit more. It gives me that bit more freedom. So I'm just looking at electric ones so I can get out and about round sort of village a bit more. Cause although I will go out sometimes in a wheelchair, and you know, I think the people around you sometimes always, even professionals and doctors will be sort of Jason, and they talk to Jason and not me. Like, that's me. My legs don't work, my brain and my mouth does. Why are you speaking to me? Why are you speaking to Jason? It's me that, you know. So that sometimes is a bit frustrating. So people sort of can be a bit patronising, see you in a wheelchair and it's, oh, are you all right? What? Not a child. We love us holidays. I don't think I would do it on my own if Jason weren't there. So then I had to sort of have a mindset of accepting going into a wheelchair and using it, because mentally I couldn't do it. But positive sides of it, that's quite a thing. Positive sides of makes my life easier, makes Jason's life easier, and we're able to get more places and do more things. So that's what I did. I do and try to do best I can with anything or everything. So it's not generally me that stops myself doing stuff, it's other things that stop me from doing stuff, such as getting places or getting parked or getting into buildings or going on holidays. We have to sort of consider how we're getting there, airports, places what's going to be accessible. Sea looked beautiful. I thought, oh, I want to, you know, and I went, come on, get in, see. And I'm like, well, I don't really think I want to. Waves they weren't, you know, like huge waves, but you know, when the waves are coming in and coming out, when you've got limited mobility to walk in, so I thought, well, I don't want to sort of fall and then not be struggle to get up. So instead of trying to walk in with waves, I'd seen a wooden ramp where water taxi comes, and so I said, oh, come on, we'll walk you off the end of there, you can get in there. So I did, walked to end, and then jumped into sea. But I didn't realise I'd not been in sea for a while, how much perhaps my legs had, muscle strength had gone, and the current was quite strong, and I couldn't sort of have strength to put them down to stand, and started to drown. 2 of my friends had seen that, you know, I was struggling, and they come sort of running over with big airbed and sort of helped and supported me. Next thing, beep, beep, beep. Yeah, so like all my holidays, and so that's when we decided to build us a bar on back garden, make it into his own little holiday bar. Just sort of a little place where you sort of perhaps just go and sit and chill when we finally do get a bit of nice weather and a bit of sun, just to sit and relax, just get away from it all. We can't go to the bar, we'll bring the bar to us. Getting up every morning is an achievement. And getting through the day and being happy. And you sort of see people that are quite inspirational. Scientists that are sort of researching, and these drug companies that are all fighting now to get onto the market. So I think, oh, it can only be positive for everybody else. I think in future, with these new therapies and people starting to know more and people getting diagnosed quicker, it's very hopeful.